Hi, Luis.
Hi,
We're here.
Sonicstate. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. It's patching Panda, right?
Yes, that is.
So, what have you got to show us this year?
Well, we are developing this new module which is called Particles. Particles is a variation machine. It's dedicated for variations, to make variations to your sequence in a more musical way. So basically, you have a trigger input, you have a clock input, and then the triggers that are coming from, it will take it out for 4 stages. Each stage has their own voltage out too. So basically, you have a clock input, and the clock will divide, will tell the stages when to happen. It has different kinds of clock in these MOOCs. So you can clock by triggers, you can clock by clock in or clock out, which is the divisions. You can divide the clock in, and then you have repetitions too. The repetitions will be affected with the clock divisions. And another interesting way to clock this is with the repetitions. So if you mix the repetitions, the probability, amount of probability, then you will have very strange variations. And because you can also ignore some repetitions, right here, I ignore the 3rd, the 6th, the 7th, and then, so I have only musical repetitions. It won't be very chaotic. I mean, you can also enable chaotic with weird divisions if you want to make some sound designing with strange glitches. But you can make some musical variations too.
So do you have it running in a patch now? Is it what's
Yes.
what's it triggering in the patch?
The patch, I'm triggering from this sequencer, and the sequencer is making beat, like very slow beat, so we can hear the variations happening. And because the sequencer tells when these variations to happen with the triggers, also you can enable in the sequencer very different ways to make the variations. For example, you can wait for 4 clocks or until 16 clocks or whatever, whenever you want to be in the sequence to have these variations to happen.
So, should we just hear a bit of that patch and maybe you can make some adjustments in that?
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
So we have, this is our variations. So basically now we have the clock input. If I can focus in this number in the output here, I'm sending this output to a VCA, and each output is triggering different VCAs with Operat, which is our complex VCO. So I can adjust the FM input from the VCO. We move to the next one. So we have another sound adjusting the next one. Yeah, this sound is cool. And this sound is cool. So I can move it in the sequence like this or random, and then make some repetitions. And then you can mute in live. So in live situation, you want this only to happen, or all of them. And with the music, you can sound like this. But then, because you have control, I can move this page. So every 4 pages, I'm gonna extend every 4 pages the length. So now it's gonna wait until it arrives to the first page to make the repetitions, and then stop. So you have control where these repetitions to happen, and you have different ways to make these repetitions. So you have different kind of groups. Now it's gonna stop the clock of the repetition. It's gonna trigger in every trigger the repetition. Ta, 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 ta. Or you can have it with the burst. With the burst, it's gonna make the repetitions very more faster and weird though. And another interesting way is to clock it with the clock divisions. So I enable the clock division. It's gonna moving the clock, so it's gonna repeat itself 2 times or 3 times depending on the clock divisions. So yeah, it's a module dedicated to make variations and to expand the possibilities of your sequencer. The sequencer tends to be more deterministic, But in this case, you don't have to worry a bit to make these variations in the sequencer. It's more like free for like, sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen, but you have control where in the sequence to happen.
Brilliant. So when are you hoping to have that available?
I hope by the end of the year, I hope, because the module is been designing, and we added more functions like glide per step, also with the voltage. So it's been hard to be reading, so we're gonna change the panel design, and we're gonna incorporate another panel design to be more accessible reading, so the users know where they are at that moment. So hopefully by the end of the year it's gonna be available. We still don't know the price yet because it's not finished.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, Luis, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, and have a good day.